Burn it up, turn it round. Quick to change, feel the surge. Rebel hearts on the verge.
Body kick again.
All through every word. Warrior's voice will be heard. Woo. It's mine.
Yes, Sirski. Dang, my voice a little, what's the name? But we back at it again, baby. The Warrior's Voice. This is episode 9. Thank you for tuning in. If you are here, we got a crazy episode coming up at per usual. A lot of good stuff to talk about. A lot of things going on in the MMA world. Right now, we don't have MMA pickers today. He's actually flying to Florida. He'll be doing some content and a lot of things down at America Top Team. So hopefully he has some good content to send over that we can post on the page. And also, if you're not on the YouTube, you're watching from Twitter, we do have a YouTube page as well. If you're on Twitter, it's in the link in my bio. It's in my link tree. Definitely come over and check us out on YouTube. We post a lot of the short content. We post a lot of the interview clips, like the 5-minute, 7-minute, 3-minute clips instead of the full 30 over there on YouTube. So make sure you come and check that out. All right. Mac Tyson will be here. He'll be here a little late. Probably he'll be here in a sec, probably about another 5 minutes or so. But yeah, it will be me and Mac today. Also, we have a Toto Vergara coming on and possibly IFC Alien. I actually just started talking to him like a few seconds ago about coming on. So he might be coming on. But before we get started, this show is primarily about karate combat. We do cover other MMA stuff, but Karate Combat is one of our sponsors. They do help this show, support us a lot. So if you don't have the Karate Combat app, download it now, baby. You can use that QR code, or you can just go to karate.com or search Karate Combat in your app store. You can also do it on a Hyperplay gaming launcher if you're part of the Web3 crypto world. Because they do have it up there. I think you have to use MetaMask instead for your wallet, but download the app so you can vote on your favorite fighters. Every event you can vote on your favorite fighters, and guess what? You can't lose. So that's the best thing, man, when it comes to bet. I do a lot of sports betting. I lose a lot, but when it comes to Karate Combat, I don't lose anything because of up only gaming. So make sure you guys download the app now. Check that out, man, for sure, because we give you a lot of info on these fights. And to be honest, you listen to us, you'll probably do pretty well in the app. So make sure you pay attention. Want to give a few shout outs to the crowd, to the chat real quick. People in the audience. Shout out Dan R in the building. What's good, Dan? Appreciate you stopping by. All my people over there on X. We do stream live to X and YouTube. So, you know what I'm saying? Check us out on either one. Whichever one floats your boat, you know? So also I'm getting, here we go. All right, so we do confirmation. We do have IFC Alien for later today. Toto Vergara will be here in about 12:45, so we'll do his interview then. But before, I guess I'll jump into it until Matt gets here and start it off, man. But first thing we're gonna get into today is the women's division, man. Karate Combat has revamped Pakistan versus India. This would be part 2. And this time, instead of full teams, I don't know if they're going to actually do full teams again. But as of now, we have a first fight, which is Anita Karim versus Asha Roka. I think that's her name. Asha Roka. Yeah, Asha Roka. So this is going to be a crazy one. The last Pakistan versus India fight we had was insane. Shazib Ren led the Pakistan team. They won 2-1. It was 3 fights in it. The only one that the Pakistan guys did lose was the guy who took it on short notice. So to be honest, I feel like if Pakistan had somebody in there that wasn't short notice, they probably would have swept India. But who knows what's going to happen on this one. So first off, we could start with Anita Karim, a.k.a. the Arm Collector, right? So she has 5 wins, 2 losses, according to Sherdog. And she's fought mainly in 1 championship. I'm pretty sure, she did 1 Warrior Series for a while. She ended up doing pretty well. She lost the first one, won the second 2. And then after that, it looks like she did a few things in Fairtex Fight Promotions, which she is a part of Fairtex Fight Promotions, which is one of the top gyms in promotions and gyms in Thailand, which is a good sign because they produce a lot of great Muay Thai talent. So she fought there. First one she lost there too. Seems like she has like the first fight jitters or something. So she lost there too, and they ended up getting another dub. Ended up going to LFC, Legend Fighting Championship, which is another one out of Thailand, and then from there to one championship. Now, from my notes, I mean, it says she's 5'4", but here it says I got two different answers. One was 5'4", one was 5'0". Up here it says 5'0", weight class 115, which is perfect. We need more women at that weight. And I watched her fight. She's a dog. Like, I've seen a bunch of her clips. She can strike, and she's really good at takedowns and submission and grappling, which submissions won't help her in karate combat, but takedowns, being able to take down, if she can keep that knee up and get a good ground and pound in, she will be very successful in karate combat. Team Fortress is her team from Pakistan. Now she's fighting with Fairtex Gym. She did a lot of local stuff in Pakistan, really cleaned up out there, and it's coming over to karate combat now after her last one championship win. Which was really quick. It was in the first round, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Really good. Now, key things for me that stick out with her is, one, she is Pakistan's first female. She's Pakistan's first female MMA fighter. So not only do we have the pride of Pakistan, Shazir Rim. Now we have the first Pakistan female fighter coming on. So this really just goes to see, like, is karate combat going to be the landing spot for some of this Pakistan talent and be able to be a platform for Pakistan athletes, right? They were doing a really good job, and I'm really excited to see what Anita Karim is going to bring to the table. So like I said, first female Pakistan fighter. And with that being said, she's definitely somebody who's pushing the envelope on female fighters and female athletes coming out of Pakistan. So shout out to her for that. Now, to her opponent, also, just to go here, she has 3. Oh yeah, it only shows 3. Maybe I don't know why it doesn't show the first one, but this is her one championship profile. We've obviously been getting a slew of talent coming over from one championship, and this is basically due to the fact that one championship is doing a bad job. They're doing a bad job at getting fighters fights. I mean, even if you look at here, her last fight was 2024, but the one before that was 4 years before it. So they're not doing a real good job of keeping fighters active at the current moment. So we're seeing a lot of them want to come over to karate combat or other leagues, right? You've seen the guy that's about to fight Pantoja next. He came over from one championship. So you got a lot of people coming over there, being inactive over there, and they want to come over. So, and it's crazy because both of these girls are from there. So let's get to her opponent, Asha Roka from India, aka the Knockout Queen. Asha Roka is is basically the Indian version of her opponent, Anita Karim, right? It's not a lot of Indian fighters that are coming out. There's not a lot of Indian fighters, right? Especially not a lot of Indian female fighters. So she's kind of paving the way as well for India, which is going to be good for it to be a great fight, right? Pakistan versus India, 2 women that are paving the way for their countries and women's sports within their countries. So it's going to be crazy. So like I said, Asha Roka, Knockout Queen, also fights at 115. So I see this fight probably going to be at 115. It does say 105 here, but her last few fights that I've seen said 115. She's got a strong martial arts backing, particularly kickboxing and Muay Thai. Really good at striking. Her issue, what I've seen from her fighting, and then you could look at it in her record, right? It's just submissions, unanimous decisions, submissions, right? Her main problem is when she gets to the ground, right? And if the opponent is better than her, she's not bad at grappling. Like, she's decent. Like, if you look right here, she's got technical submission right here, guillotine choke. She got a rear naked choke right here, right? And she's also got 2 wins by KO, one by punches TKO, one by KO. So proficient on the feet, good at grappling, just not the best, right? Some people are better than her, right? That she's come across, but she stands in bangs, right? Now, if you really too look at this, right? This loss right here, this is Stan Fairtex. Like, if you know who Stan Fairtex is, she's the current champion. Like, and she's a monster. She's great at striking and she's great at grappling. I watched the fight. She basically took her down almost every round, straight back trip to the ground and ground and pound her out and manhandle her, or woman handle her, if you would say, and on the ground game, right? And that's how she got the victory. Also, Fairtex is really good at striking, like I said, and they were banging it out on the feet. So I'm excited to see Asha Roka come over because she is a KO queen. Now, to give context to all of these fights are in India, which we said there's not a lot of Indian talent, and also not a lot of women Indian talent. So these wins right here are great on a local level. On a major level, she hasn't really performed well, but I think also it's because she was in MMA. Like I said, she's got a strong kickbacks and Muay Thai background. So if you have a strong kickbacks Muay Thai background, you're fighting in MMA, you don't have a very, very strong wrestling background, you're going to find issues if you can't knock out the opponent quick. So I'm really excited for both of them to come over because, like I said, both of their losses are to submissions. Both of them are heavy in striking. They both fought Muay Thai in Thailand. They both have trained. Like, she's coming. I don't know what association she's with. I don't know what she's fighting with, but they're both fighting in Thailand. They're both coming out to put on a show. I feel like it's going to be a very heavy striking fight. We've seen a lot of women fights in karate combat, and to be honest, they are some of the top fights or some of my favorite fights because the women really get it in. One of the bloodiest fights that I ever seen, and shout out my boy Mac Tyson, he's here now. One of the bloodiest fights that I've ever seen in karate combat was the first fight that I ever attended in Vegas. And the chick's hair, the side of her hair, I can't remember her name. I know Mac remembers, but the side of her hair she was blonde, but the whole side of her hair was red because they were fighting. It was literally, they should have stopped it before that, but ended up stopping it later. But they banged it out. So it's good to see new women coming in. It's good to see striking heavy women coming in. And I'm excited to see this fight. I already know I don't really have to tell my boy Mac Tyson much. I went to go see on I went to follow them on Instagram. He's already following them, so he probably already knows about them pretty well. But right now, currently discussing Anita Karim and Asha Roka fight coming up, Pakistan versus India. The significance on this. And I was really going over Asha Roka right now and just basically saying, like, one of her losses is Stan Fairtex, right?
Yeah.
That's not a stock dropping loss, right?
Yeah.
Her other two losses were, one was a unanimous decision. I didn't watch the Gina fight. The Elise fight, I did watch that. She was actually winning that fight, knocked her down, started grounding and pound her, and she basically let her get her into a triangle choke. Well, first it was a armbar attempt, and then she went into a triangle choke. So that's how she lost that fight. But arguably, she should have won that last fight until she got submitted. The Gina fight, I didn't watch. I need to check that one out and see to get my decision on that. But how do you feel about this matchup in this fight? I kind of already overviewed it a bit, but I want to hear your take on this and how you feel about the women's division getting a few more fighters.
No, I'm loving it. Like, I'm a big fan of the female fighters. They always bring it, and they always go to war. And they've needed more blood in these divisions, and especially now with like there are three big stars right now in the karate combat women's divisions. Eileen Pereira already became a mainstream star. Omaira Molina, if she wins that belt, she's on like the cusp of being that another mainstream star, homegrown in karate combat. And then we also have Jade Duran, who had a spectacular debut, but she 100%. Has a tough fight ahead of her if she does challenge Stephanie Oliveira for the strawweight title. So that's going to be interesting. But focusing on this fight, I don't know if you've mentioned this already, but this is also making history. This is probably I haven't seen anything else that contradicts this statement. This might be the first India versus Pakistan professional fight in combat sports.
India versus Pakistan?
Yeah, for female fighters.
Oh, for female fighters. Yeah, 100. I think so. I mean, when they literally call Anita the first female MMA fighter of Pakistan. So if she's the first, there's never been anyone before her. And so I see it. I mean, that has been on a high level, right? So I definitely see that bringing true, and I will hope so. That brings a lot of a lot of good, recognition of karate combat for putting those things together. We already had a big Pakistan versus India event. If you go look at the views for that, it's one of the top view videos on the karate combat YouTube. I think it's at like 6 million views. It's up there. I might be a little off on the millions, but definitely feel like this fight is going to be huge. Pakistan and India have a long-term sports beef. I don't want to jump into the political stuff. We'll just talk about sports, right? They've had a big sports beef of cricket, all types of stuff, soccer, you name it, right? So it's beautiful to see karate combat kind of fueling the friendly part of the beef between the two countries. And to be honest, I mean, if you just see some of these fight clips that karate combat posted, man, these girls know how to bang, man. Like, and arguably the crazy part is they posted that one, but that is the one she actually lost, and that's the one where she knocked her down. Yeah.
But you know what? Honestly, I think it's always okay to use clips from fights that you've lost, just because
100%.
there are good moments in those fights. That
100%. 100%.
Too often do people look at a person's record and they look at the loss, and that doesn't tell the whole story of the fight.
Yeah, because if you look at this, you're like, oh yeah, she lost her first fight. Yeah, well, let's go click on Stan Fairtex, right? And what do you see there? Oh wow, right? Yeah. So this isn't no slouch, right? This isn't an easy opponent. This isn't somebody
honestly,
you can just
as a boxer going into a more rounded rule set and fighting a high level knock Muay like Stamp is. That's a tough fight.
100%. Stamp she's arguably probably one of the most dominant females. Like when she gets in the ring, when she gets into wherever she's going in, right? She literally just takes over. Like she just dominates the entire round. She dominates everything that she's doing with you, right? She's taking you down. She's ground and pounding you. She's beautiful. To be honest, I want to see her come to karate combat. Because her striking, her grappling game is crazy. She's great on the ground, but her striking is so, like, she can bang with you. She could take you to the ground. It doesn't matter. Like when she fought Asha Roka, they banged it out for a while. She banged with her for at least a minute in every round. She didn't just immediately, because she could have literally came in, immediately took her down and just rocked her out, right? And just beat her down every round, held her down, didn't let her do anything, right? But she came in and allowed her to basically get a chance to stand and bang on some Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje stuff, right? So, honestly, not looking at these losses, like I know what this means. I know what this means fighting her, and I also know what happened in this fight, right? So I'll take the one loss. In my opinion, these aren't really two stock dropping losses. This is one loss at a high level. Don't really look at it as a bad thing. And I honestly think she'll do much better in karate combat.
Yeah, and honestly, the way South Asian fans are, like, they're going to be heated when this matchup comes. But whoever wins, like, if, for example, Asha Roka wins, the Pakistani fans are going to get behind Asha Roka.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, they're both South Asians, and there's not a lot of South Asian stars. And you've seen that with Pakistan, where a lot of the Indian fighters were talking a lot of shit against Shahzaib going into the India versus Pakistan event in Dubai. But then as soon as Shahzaib won that fight, they really rallied behind him as their South Asian star.
Yeah. And as they should. I mean, he's great.
Honestly,
like
this kickback event is having a little bit of mimicry towards that Abu Dhabi event.
Dubai, yeah.
Dubai event, because we got India versus Pakistan, and I don't mind talking about it because Joe Miyahara on his YouTube channel announced that he's going to be fighting at Kickback 3, and he's going to be fighting a Nak Muay. So we also got karate versus Muay Thai on this card too.
Yeah, it is starting to feel a lot like Dubai because it was karate versus Muay Thai and then but and Roka said it too, like in this, well, we'll get into it later. He responded to press on one of the topics we're gonna talk about, but saying like all these karatekas and karate combat should be welcoming everybody and welcoming these other martial arts to fight, because that's the way karate proves that it's something that's lost, it's like long standing, and it can back itself, right? They said, like you said, the Gracies and them came into the UFC to show that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was superior, was one of the superior one of the superior arts, and that it could stand the test of multiple different styles of martial arts and be able to come out successful. So I think the same thing has to happen for karate combat, right? So we need to invite these guys, and Muay Thai guys, don't matter what they are, kickboxers, boxers, that want to start doing MMA guys, wrestlers. It doesn't matter. Show that karate is like in karate combat, you should be showing this is superior, right? And taking over. So like I love bringing in the guys from the other leagues, bro. Like that's really where it's at. So definitely excited for this fight. Excited for KC 51 in Thailand, Bangkok. Make sure you guys tune in.
And one thing I think a lot of people need to understand, because I think a lot of people hear the kickback name, but they don't really know what kickback is, because it kind of just got ironed out right now. What kickback is it's kind of like karate combat's equivalent of a UFC fight night, but it's
like a mixture of UFC Fight Night and Dana White Contender Series.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, the focus is on higher on regional talent versus because how can you call a fighter with over 100 wins a contender?
Yeah.
So the focus is on regional talent.
Yeah.
And over rostered fighters. But
you could still. It's guys that come in Dana White Contender Series that got heavy, what's the name? But the thing is, Dana White wants to make sure that they're and like show me right in front of my face on a stage where millions of people are watching that you could do what you're doing before I put you on the bigger stage. Because like I could have 100 Muay Thai fights, but those 100 Muay Thai fights could be in some bar in Muay Thai in Thailand, right?
But the other reason I'm focusing on the word regional, because that is what they're doing with a lot of these. It is regional talent, because I know a lot of people a lot of the karate fans are going to look at this event and say like it's very heavy in Muay Thai.
Mm-hmm.
If you sell it as a contender series, then that causes confusion. But what the truth is, it has always been more regional talent. And when you're focusing on regional talent in Thailand, what are you going to get?
Yeah, you're going to get Muay Thai fighters. It's just simple. That's just the headquarters.
And honestly, like Awesome already announced a lot of these guys, but we got so many legends, so many high-level strikers on this kickback card. It's going to be such high-level striking that it's hard to call it a contender series, because it's just going to be so high level.
Yeah. And to give context to the contender part for like the people in the crowd too, and me saying this is more of the fact of them getting a contract than them being an actual prospect, right? Because a lot of them are already contenders in the space. They're already highly ranked around the world in their regions and things of that sort.
It's difficult because I know the first kickback was like a contender series that replaced the Kumite basically, but the later contender series haven't been like that, because some people are fighting for a contract, but a lot of them are already signed.
It's mostly the prelim cards that are people fighting for contracts. If they can put on a good performance, more than likely then they'll get locked in as a fighter. So yeah, I mean, exactly. Like kickback is definitely, and it's a more laid back feel. Like,
oh, definitely.
We've done them on the beach. We've done it. Yeah, we've done it in a mansion. We done it on the beach. This time we'll be doing it at a nightclub in Thailand and Bangkok. So it's always a cool vibe. I love it. Kickbacks are one of my favorites to do. Definitely a super party vibe. Playa de Carmen was the last one we did, and it was absolutely insane.
I was at that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one very much. I was sitting on the beach, so that was super dope. We all had a ball out there. But to move on,
if you rewatch that event, I actually show up on broadcast.
Oh shoot, yeah, I did rewatch it though, but I think I'd be skipping through straight to the fights.
Yeah,
like when I watch it back. Just because a lot of the times I just want to see hear what Josh and Mike and Boss are saying about the fights, just to get a different perspective.
Because they always have good insights.
Oh, 100%. I love listening to Josh. Josh's my favorite to listen back to. Mike is for comedic relief, and he just says the most outlandish shit, so it makes the broadcast. Yeah, if it makes the broadcast a lot more entertaining. Not saying that it's not entertaining already. It just expands it, right? But yeah. But nah, definitely, yeah, we got a lot of new talent signed. Next week, we're going to get more into the men. This week, I just kind of wanted to cover the women. and talk about his Pakistan versus India because it's a big thing. It's kind of becoming a karate combat kind of tradition here, where they're throwing every few months these Pakistan versus India fights. And hopefully we keep seeing them going, and hopefully we can keep help Pakistan and India promote the talent that they have out there. Because a lot of these kids, adults, they don't have somebody to attach themselves to on that high level. So, and being on TV and stuff. So, beautiful thing for them to do. But we got a lot more to talk about before Arturo Vergara gets here. And I want to get to something that I definitely want to talk to Mac and want to get his thoughts on this. President Awesome has an issue. He's not happy. He's not happy at all. President Awesome is basically, he tweeted, and this is verbatim what he tweeted. He said, I'm getting very hold on. He said, I'm getting very annoyed with some old school karate combat fighters turning down fights against the new roster. The fighters need to be removed from the rankings and roster. Time to trim the fat. New era. This is big. Now, honestly, you know me. I've been a big advocate of the inactive fighters. And honestly, after seeing this, I kind of understand probably why some of them are inactive, right? If the president's getting upset, man, and like he's got to get to the point of saying this, and he's trying to make a change, I think things are going to get shaken up a bit. I want to ask you, with him pitting hashtag new era, do you think that him and Leo are going to basically start kind of like, I wouldn't say mass recruiting, but get a little heavier on the recruiting and getting some new talent in there and maybe kind of cycling out the old talent that doesn't want to fight?
I think we've been doing that already this year. Is like the what they're going to be doing now is, as President Awesome says, trim the fat. And I honestly agree with what President Awesome says. Unfortunately, a lot of these inactive guys are just not at that level right now that where they could compete at here. And especially some of these younger guys, they might be better off getting cut. Maybe they get some wins on the regional scene, and then maybe they could come back if they're getting to that next level. But there are some people that can't compete, and there have been fighters that have been refusing fights, and you can't be refusing fights.
Nope.
And because win or lose, for example, Owen Shelmy, like where Owen was when he fought Goyito, like that's a tough fight for someone of his record to accept.
Yeah.
And he lost that fight, but he did so well that many people won, and his stock raised.
100%. 100%.
So there's it's a double-edged sword here, and I did comment on Twitter on this post just saying that there are some fighters though that have agreed to that are ranked, like Jorge Perez and Dionisio Gustavo, that have agreed to high-level fighters, and those fighters, just to clarify what I was talking about there, they're probably one loss away from getting cut. Like, yeah. If they take a fight against this high-level fighter, it's do or die. If they win, then they got one last shot at their age. They got one last shot at a title win.
Yeah.
If they get lows, they'll probably get cut. My argument is just that they deserve that one shot.
Yeah, and I agree, bro. We gotta trim the fat. Like, if the people don't want to fight, and to be honest, I think this is aimed at Elvin Nagaev. I'm throwing it out there. Like, I think it is. He's the most inactive fighter, the most inactive champion who hasn't said anything about fighting. Stephanie just said
you might want to hesitate on that. You might want to wait for the full card to get announced first.
Okay. Well, then change my mind, because I've been a big supporter of getting that man back in the pit and doing something, because we need a title contention from him. Like, we need him to defend. Like, we need it. Like, it just hasn't happened. Him and Stephanie have to get in the ring. Stephanie's gearing up. They're bringing a lot of new women in. She might get a fight soon with either Aileen. It could be
No, Aileen is above her weight.
Oh, she above her? She's in Jay Duran. So she might get a fight with Jay Duran. Who knows? Jay Duran might have to get another fight to get there. But, like, people got to get active. And before we move on from this, I just want to show, like I said earlier, Luis Roka came in here and basically, like, I'll summarize this real quick, basically saying, like, the karate guys got to get on board. We got to fight these other guys from other styles. It doesn't matter what styles they are. It's okay for it to come in because we can show how karate is against these other styles and show that our martial arts is one that is effective against a lot of other different styles, right? So it's basically what he was saying. You also had Scotty B, who says he's the current ISKA full contact kickboxing champion from England, from Waco boxing background. So um, he also said that he wanted to get in karate combat lightweight division. You got Nico, who actually fought on the karate combat. I want to say kickback 2 card, applied to Carmen, which is really good. I want to say, where's he from? Is it? He's like Danish or something, I think. I can't remember exactly, but he was a really good fighter, and I want to see him fight again. He in here said that he's ready to fight, and he hasn't fought in a while too. So definitely want to see him get there. Oh, I didn't even see this. Smiling Sam, he said, "Pit me in against any 3 of them this December. I will not say no. Any challenges are welcome. I will ruin them." So Sam is still on his rant of just fighting multiple people on one night. Let's see if we got any good responses to this.
Weathersby
Nothing
was
crazy.
good.
Yeah, Weathersby said, I see a bunch of guys saying there's no karate guys in karate combat. Don't worry, we're here. This is our sport, and we're happy to accept all challenges from different styles. Love to hear that too. And Adrian's another one, bro. I love him. Like, especially after the fight, he said, I didn't like the way I won. Like, I was sloppy. I let him hit me too much. Like, he's somebody who's really adamant on doing well and showing how karate is an effective martial arts against these other ones, bro. And so you got Eleni, she just said fire.
Another vet that you should check out is Alexander Buderbane.
Oh yeah, definitely a good one to check out. But yeah, man. So
what Buderbane basically said is that for like him and a lot of these other vets is they've been taking more time off just so that they can get accustomed to the new rule set, but that doesn't mean that all of them are unwilling to fight this higher level talent.
Yeah, look at this dog right here, Brandon Jenkins. 4 fights in 10 months for you, boss. Call me if you need me in December. Love to hear it, Mullet Man. Love to fucking hear it. Okay, you got Keith Berry in there, said new era too, man. Eddie Farrell, another one I want to see get back in there. Next fight, please. He called out Rafael Gaev. Interesting. So yeah, man. Prez is frustrated, bro. So fighters, man, y'all better tighten up. Or you gonna get tightened out. You know what I'm saying? That lot gonna change. Y'all gonna come home like, why the door ain't opening? Why the door ain't opening? Cause you got locked out, bro. So get in that ring, man. Y'all can't be out here ducking fights, bro. It is what it is, man. You a fighter, you come to fight. The dogs is out there too, because you declining these fights, is people who are gonna accept them. So it's one or the other. You're gonna get paid, you're gonna lose, you're gonna win, or you just gonna be out of the picture. So get your shit together.
You've had years in this pit. This pit is your home. How are you going to let other styles, other people from other styles invade your home, invade your art? This is your time to stand to show what real karate is about.
I'd be damned if you come in my house and put your feet on my couch, kick your shoes off. No, bro. We going not. You know what I'm saying? Chill out, respectfully. All right, but moving on. One more topic I want to jump into before we hop into the Arturo Vergara interview, because he will be coming on in a second. We got a few call outs, bro. A bunch of call outs going on to get in the karate combat pit. One of karate combat loyalists and somebody who's been around a lot, UFC veteran as well. Also did a little bit of boxing. Uriah Hall. Talking shit about Darren Till, man. Him and Darren Till, if you don't know, have a long time standing beef. Uriah claims that the UFC was basically protecting Darren Till as a rising star, never wanted to fight. He said basically that he used to call out Darren Till. He's been multiple times where he's basically reached out to Darren Till's team and said that they'll come to them and fight, and it just never got done. So basically in this clip, he kind of went off on him, and basically the one shout out the Casuals MMA podcast, which is a really good podcast if you like MMA podcasts. They asked him, why would you just fight him in karate combat? And he's basically like, he wouldn't do it. So I'll let you guys hear the clip. Let's make sure. Can you hear this? You can hear that, right?
No, I can't right now.
All right. Well, guys in the chat, let me know if you guys can hear this. Can read it if anything, I guess.
Yeah. He's a bitch.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. And it literally on here says this that it's sharing tabs audio. It's sharing the audio tab. Okay, but basically he called him a bitch. He started off calling him a bitch. He said, Darren, you're a bitch. And he basically said, like, he said, why don't you fight him in karate combat? He said, I'm gonna beat him. Basically saying that he understood him and he broke him down, basically saying, like, you don't have much. Like you got 2 punches, you got a 1-2, you got a back leg kick, and a tattoo being funny, like saying like he doesn't have much. So I gotta throw the tattoo in there as something else that you have. Honestly, don't see this fight happening, but I would love it to happen because Karate Combat has done a good job of completing some of these unopened, like these open beefs that haven't been like closed and brought down to a good closure point, right? So to see them two come in there and fight something the UFC couldn't get done, get Karate Combat to get done, would be super dope. Honestly, don't know who I would think I would win this fight. I've been around Jason Manley, who trained Uriah Hill, and I've heard things. I prefer not to say them because I just in the respect of my man Jason Manley and Uriah. But I know things other people don't know about him. I know things other people don't know about Darren Till, and also think that if they get in there, it could be a lot of factors to this. Uriah Hall does gas out a lot. And in his recent years, he hasn't done well of like doing later rounds. If he's had some really bad performances when it comes to cardio. Darren Till, also somebody who just lost in boxing not too long ago. Fight broke out afterwards. Bunch of crazy shit going on. So it's just like both of them are just very chaotic individuals. But if it does happen in Karate Combat, I'm definitely for it. I like it. I hope we can get something done. Doesn't seem like Darren Till and his team really want to fight Uriah. It just hasn't been something that came around. But how you feel about this, Mac Tyson?
Well, like I just want to see Uriah Hall fight in Karate Combat. Like
I do too, bro. My homie called him out. Keith Berry been called him out.
Like from like Karate Combat's inception, there's been like a few names that people have been wanting to see in the Karate Combat pit, and it's like obvious names like Wonder Boy. But then there's also Uriah Hall. People have been wanting Uriah Hall to fight in the pit since day one. So that's just like, it'd just be fan service to see him fight.
Yeah.
And if Darren Till doesn't want to fight Uriah Hall, there is someone else that was on the Karate Combat roster that is willing to come out of retirement to fight Darren Till. And that's Ross Levine. Ross is willing to come out of retirement to fight Darren Till.
I would love that.
I think that makes money.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think, to be honest with you, that would be insane to have him come back on some Jordan with the 4-5 on. Yeah, he's got to come out with the Michael Jordan 45 jersey on and just come out, you know what I'm saying, straight like that. Even though I know we from New York, I know we Brooklyn boys, but still, you got to come out with the Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, so technically we could rock it. Michael Jordan 45 jersey, come out, fight Darren Till, cook him up, retire again. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm taking Ross in that fight all day.
Having this fight like in MSG, state of New York, walk out for Ross Levine.
Bro, honestly, if they do that fight, it has to be in New York. I'm sorry. Yeah. Has to be in New York. Has to. It has to be in New York and New Jersey. It just has to. It just has to. You have to give Ross that. You have to give Ross that love. You did so much for KC. He's been around forever. He was the champ. He was the people's champ. You got to give him that if you bring him back 100%. But yeah, definitely would love to. Honestly, would love to see the Ross Levine with Darren Till over the Uriah Hall one. But if they just tossing us one and we got to take it, I'll definitely take this too.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to argue against Uriah Hall versus.
Nah, not at all. All right, and we got one more call out before we get to the Tara Vergara interview, which is Mo Jassim and Craig Jones. Another long-standing beef. If you don't know, Craig Jones, one of the best Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioners on the planet Earth, definitely the most entertaining. And then you have Mo Jassim, who was the president of the ADCC, which is the biggest organization that conducts competitions for BJJ. What happened here was Mo Jassim stepped down, but to Craig Jones's nature, being a troll, basically came in and said, like, you can't fire me if I quit. So basically insinuating that Mo Jassim really was getting on a process of getting fired and quit so that they didn't look like he got fired and lost his job due to incompetency or something like that, right? So knowing Craig, he's a troll. He's hilarious, probably high, who knows, right? Comes in and says that, and it starts up this little back and forth with him and Craig. And then a bunch of fans trolling, which is crazy too, because he stopped responding to Craig or didn't respond to Craig. And then some fans were going crazy. And then he responded to some fan that had messed up teeth, like taking a jab at him. Like, I got enough money to fix your snaggle teeth or something like that. So Craig Jones, in his nature and his fashion, goes and makes a video talking about how Mo Jassim's veneers are getting repo from Abu Dhabi, basically acting like he's the guy calling him to repo his veneers, making a stab at like, yeah, you fixed your teeth, but you probably can't pay him off now because you lost your job. But this is hilarious. The sound won't play, so it's really no need in me playing the video. I mean, you guys could watch him just talk, but this was on Ariel Helwani's MMA Hour. And basically, he just said, like, he'll fight him in karate combat, under karate combat rules. Like, no BJJ, just straight striking and fighting, which is two wrestlers fighting, which makes sense, right? Nobody's really more proficient in striking. They're both come from wrestling backgrounds, which would be crazy to see. Honestly, would love to see them do kind of like a series, like maybe one pit submission match, one fighting match, and then like the last one be arm wrestling or some crazy shit. Who knows? But Craig Jones basically said he will fight Mo Jassim in it. I don't think Mo will accept this, but who knows? Matt, what do you think? Do you think Mo will accept it? Do you think this is just Craig at his antics again? What?
Well, first, just to talk about how much the jiu-jitsu community is getting behind this, is that I posted this on the BJJ subreddit. It topped the page. People want to see this fight. They want to see it's karate rules.
I mean, you got to think about the beef, bro. Like, they literally, and it's crazy because from what I'm hearing is supposedly Craig Jones is supposed to be replacing him as the ADCC president, which all right, listen, from a standpoint of what he does outside of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it might be a risk. But for him as a person, an entertainer, a promoter, somebody who put together the CGI, and it was amazing. I went to the event. I seen how it was. It was a packed stadium at UNLV campus. It was a great event. It was well promoted, right? So to have somebody like that and to put on the event and show that BJJ could have big events and pay people and still make money, right? I think that's somebody you want to have as your president, right? So, definitely feel like that's another reason why he should fight him, right? Because he's probably going to take your job. So you got to try to beat him up or something.
What's interesting is that Mo Jassim originally said to want it for boxing in the pit.
Yeah. I mean, that would make more sense, and neither one of them would have to learn how to kick. They would just kind of have to learn basic striking.
Well, I mean, we don't see from the IFC fighters. I will say though, shout out to Alien. He threw a nice side kick.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he did.
A lot of these IFC fighters don't really throw too much kicks.
Nah, they don't. And I mean, to be honest, if you were smart, that would be something that you would take into consideration of, like, me, if I was fighting IFC, which I've already seen all the fights anyway. So, but if I was fighting IFC, I would go back and watch the fights, and I would basically make sure, like, or see what these guys got going on, right? And once I noticed nobody's throwing kicks, well, hey, coach, we're working on kicks. Like, that's what we're doing. We got to figure this out, coach, because they obviously don't. They obviously haven't figured it out, right? So,
if this fight happens, I'd like to see karate combat rules. Like,
yeah,
just because I want to see Mexican ground karate in pro karate.
Exactly, because they could still take each other down, right? Yeah. And whoever gets the ground and pound, you know what I'm saying? Whoever's better at ground and pound is basically going to win that battle, or whoever could get to the top. You know what I mean? Because from the bottom, you're not doing really much in karate combat unless you can get a good up kick to the chin or something like that. Kind of drop your opponent to you.
You can also reverse the position, pull guard to cause the stand up, and also something that you've seen jiu-jitsu black belts in karate combat do is sometimes they will go for a submission but not lock it, just to either control the opponent or to cause that stand up.
Yeah. And I'm particularly, please don't do that if you're a fighter watching, because I hate that shit. I do. Oh, I hate it so much. I hate when they grab when they're getting ground and pounded to get out of the situation. Which I mean, if it's part of the rules, it's part of the rules. Maybe one day they'll change it so that you can't
I
like
mean,
base.
I like it because in the sense of a striker, if you're lucky the fight didn't end because if you get settled into a grounded position as a striker,
Yeah,
that's your death.
yeah,
So,
100%.
so you have to be avoiding these positions. So having that in the rule set so that you can avoid it, it transfers over to real life.
Yeah. I got somebody said in the audience, man, my man Stone Alabama, aka Bama baby from the IFC said, hello, best kick in IFC history here, LOL. My man say he got the best kick, man. You know what? That fight, which was this? The Shiny D fight? You and Shiny D actually did throw kicks though. I think so. Him and Shiny D did throw some kicks in their fight. But yeah, I do want to see that. I do want to see people expand
Was it
more.
that one that like someone actually had a blue belt in something?
Well, Bama's I think purple or blue belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah, because in IFC you are actually allowed to wear any belt that like you've earned.
Yeah. That's why a majority of them wear white belts because they ain't earned shit. If I fought IFC, at least I'd be like a yellow belt. I'm a yellow belt in Taekwondo. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think, yeah, I got a yellow belt. I think a yellow, yeah, white, yellow. Yeah. I ain't make it too far in Tuck Norris's Karate Academy. It's just, I switched to boxing. It was just, that was really, I switched to boxing and it was just was at the time was just more exciting to me. I wish I had stuck with karate because at that time the UFC and stuff wasn't that big. And I wish I knew, and I probably would have definitely tried to be an MMA fighter. But speaking of MMA fighters, speaking of people who like to put on a show, man, we got my man Macaco Flow, man.
Yo,
Let me swap
finally
you
here,
over
bro.
here.
I
Yes,
feel good
sir.
fighting,
Here.
but I'm reader with this shit, bro. For real. What? It's so hard.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know how to open this shit.
Oh, you talking about the get in the app?
Yeah, but now I did it, so we're good. We're good.
All right, copy. We got my man Macaco Flow in the building. Arturo Vergara, 4-0 karate combat, 3 finishes, and then one where you just fought a fucking tank. That was a crazy win.
Bruh.
A real tough one for you, bro. But how you feeling, man? It's been a minute since we had you on.
Yeah, no, I feel amazing, though. Hey, yo, guys, how is it going? I didn't say hello, but how is it going? I hope everything is well with Mag and my boy. But yeah, it was a good fight. It was a really good fight. More than nothing, uh, always when you knock out the people, you create like some doubts on you. They say, oh, he just fight bombs. He knock everybody out. Oh, he just fight this guy. He's nobody. But the good thing about this last fight was I showed to fucking everybody I'm ready for the title, I fight an
Yeah.
attitude, 3 rounds, no gassing out, like throwing 162 punches and kicks, like a bunch of fucking strikes. So I'm ready, That's what the most important thing in this fight. It doesn't matter if I didn't knock him out, but I want to show and I want to prove I'm ready to fight like 5 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I believe you're ready for 5 rounds. You've been training hard, and you've been one of the most active fighters in karate combat. I see you had a little. A little issue earlier today in our chat. You want to get something off your chest, man?
Yeah, bro. Yo, it's not possible this guy Adam Noah is above of me. That shit is not possible. I'm gonna kill that guy. I need to fight with that guy too. I wanna fight him. It's good. I'm good talking shit, whatever, but in the end of the day, for real, bro, I love competition, For me, a win is I love the win, of course. Everybody loves win. But more than nothing, I love to fight, I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight everybody. Doesn't matter if he fought in UFC. Doesn't matter if he was the best on fucking, I don't know, Bellator or whatever, the 6-time world champion, Muay Thai. Doesn't matter. I just want to fight with the best of the best. That's my goal here. That's what I'm here. That's what I have to be champ, and I want to be champ to prove everybody like being the champ It's not just, oh, I'm gonna pick up this guy, I'm gonna pick this fight, no. It's being the line ready to rumble with anybody, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So
100%.
for me, that's
100%.
mean like being the champ of the world.
Yeah.
You beat everybody.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yo, so Mac, as somebody who's been heavy in the rankings and dealt with the rankings, do you have any context to this or why Arturo is lower than Adam Noy right now?
Okay, so to clarify, I am not the sole decider of the ranking.
Yeah.
There is a council. So within the council discussions, it was felt that while Makako has been super impressive, and that's why he's at the top of the rankings right now, solely for his dominance in the pit. You also have to look at the quality of oppositions, and uh, so far they felt that the quality of opposition for Adam Noy was slightly higher, especially with that win over Goyito, who has a win over Owen, but that was also outside of the division. So that's why also Adam Noy is not ranked higher than Owen, but that still needed to be taken into account and factor.
Yeah. And that's what I told Arturo when we was in the chat. Like that's my immediate thinking was that okay, he's got to win over Eric. He's got to win over Eric. Eric had a win over Chelmia, which kind of pits him in that area.
And then also Goyito was 7-2 in the UFC, a very high
Yeah.
level fighter before coming in.
Yeah,
Because when you
no,
have,
great.
because when you look at when we're looking at the quality of opposition, basically your achievements in karate combat matter more than what your achievements happen in MMA. But the
Yeah.
fact what you've done before karate combat is still factored in. And if you're a debutant, all you have to go off of is what you've done before.
Yeah. So if they offered you an opportunity to fight Adam Noy before, you get your title shot or to get the title shot, are you taking that? No questions?
Yeah, I would take it. I don't give a fuck.
Arturo doesn't care. He's
I
going
would
to fight
take that.
anyone, anywhere.
Yeah,
Him
I
and
would
Owen
take
are
it.
like those guys that they don't even need to know who the opponent is. Just can they make the date?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So
yeah.
remember, I took Joe Penfield with 6 days notice, no weight
Yeah.
class, no nothing. And Joe Penfield, well, okay, he's whatever, but bro, he had like fucking 25 in MMA. He's not a bomb. He got like a record like a 12 and 7, something like that. And he fought like just this ex UFC fighter. What's the name? Puerto Rican guy. I don't remember his name. But when he fought a bunch of UFC fighters, and I say, okay, let's go, let's run it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Someone in chat is saying they want to see him versus Jesus Lopez.
That would be a good fight. Lopez. Jesus
Number
Oh
Lopez.
yeah, this is good though. Yeah, and I think he needs to be active too. This is a big thing, like about like the ranking too as well. I think like to be an a ranked fighter, you gotta be active. When was the last time like Jesus Lopez fought?
Well,
Yeah.
about the inactivity, since I know that's been point of discussion. When it comes to inactivity in the rankings, if you're inactive over 6 events, you are removed from the rankings unless it's due to injury or you just haven't been offered fights because that's
Oh,
outside your control.
Okay.
And I don't know what the exact case is for Jesus Lopez, but for what I know, it's he hasn't declined any fights. But however, being inactive still hurts your ranking because the division can pass you by. Like
yeah,
if Jesus Lopez, was inactive for like the first quarter of next year, and Arturo was completely active, you could very easily see Arturo pass him in the rankings just because Arturo's getting those wins while Jesus is just being standard on what he's already achieved.
Yeah, 100%. So Arturo, I mean, you saying talking about activity and being active. It seems like a common thing at Go Shed, right? You guys are very active. You guys fight a lot. Like Aline Perez, she's had a lot of fights this
yeah.
year. You've had a lot of fights this year. Like your whole camp, and be honest, is like always fighting like within a few months of their last fight. Is this like just a common thing? Is this something Perez pushes on y'all to like always take fights, or is it just like a common like thing at the gym that you all are all in that same dog time?
Yeah, I think like Well, let me be clear with something because always it's a lot of misunderstood with the I think with the president, so you're gonna have more fight. Uh, and it's not like that. Like for a fact, look, this guy even Javier Arteaga. Let's say he trained with us, but he's not fighting that much as me.
Yeah.
Or another guys in karate combat as well. It's just because like I think. Well, this year it will be amazing it was amazing for me. I've been having a lot of activity, but I think it's because I deserve it too as well. Always I training like as a if I have tomorrow I have a title fight. So that's why I think I have the lucky to step up, let's go, let's run it, let's do it. Like the culture in the gym, push each other like to be an active fighter. A lot of guys were fighting this year like 4 times or 3 times or 5 times. So yeah.
And the
Yeah.
other thing Arturo does really well is like there's limited spots on these cards. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Like Arturo is always saying, I want to fight, I want to fight, I want to be active fighter, I want to be fighting
Oh,
as much as possible.
can you repeat? I lost the connection. Please.
So I was just saying that like also for as a fighter, you have to be uh get telling people and like showing that like I'm in the gym training, I want fights, get me some fights, and that will bring more attention to and more priority for you getting on these cards.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I think activity also like being active also helps you stay like you keep the wheels greased, right? It keeps you to a point where you are active and you're learning because every fight you're gonna learn something different. Everybody has a different style. You're gonna be able to adapt to that style. You're gonna be able to use it for your next fight if that person has a similar style, right? So staying active is gonna be the main thing that's gonna help you build as a fighter and grow as a fighter. So being inactive, you can spar all you want. Your sparring partner is not gonna hit you like the guy in the pit is,
Oh, definitely.
right? So I definitely agree. Like the guys got to be more active, and I love that we got guys like Arturo and like Owen Chalmia, who's another one in your division that's very active, doesn't care, he'll fight anytime. And I think there's a lot of guys we do have like that, and I think what is going to do is set a precedent for the new guys coming in and know, like, listen, I got to be active and take fights, or they're just going to shelve me here. Like they're not going to play around with me. It's no prima donna treatments over here, right? I got to be able to put in the work. I got to do it. Like it's a lot of people who's fought that are champs, like Luis Roka. I think it's going to be his third fight or something this year, right? So it's like, and he's a champ. So if the champ is fighting 3 times a year, then the people trying to get his belt should be fighting just as much or more than him.
Hell yeah.
So I definitely go ahead.
And if there is any favorability within matchmaking, I think one aspect that does it. This is true before like administration changes within karate combat. This has been true since the beginning. Is the guy that gets more finishes have been more active
Yeah.
because that's where the momentum has come and the promotion sees the momentum behind that
Yeah.
fight. And that's why they want to get someone more active. It's why you see Arturo fighting more than even his teammate.
La Pulga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, La Pulga, also the other bantamweight, I'm forgetting. We
Luxby.
just had him on the card. Yeah,
Loxby. Yeah.
that's bad.
Which I think
My bad.
Loxby should definitely be getting more because that was a statement win for him, and I'm glad he did what he did.
Yeah.
He came on the show and told us
But
that.
especially Luxby is fucking good, bro. For real, I'm telling you, Luxby is good. That motherfucker is talented as shit, bro. He had movement and he got good wrestling. He know how to mix the striking and wrestling and the new like karate. For me, karate 2025 is about like being able to fight any position everywhere. So
Let's
he's
go.
a good for me. He's a good karate fighter.
Yeah,
He's a good-
Loxby has top 5 head movement in
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
organization.
Yeah. And he's good at it. The thing is too, I think like a lot of people didn't see how well he showed it in his last fight is his opponent was substantially taller than him and had a way longer reach. And the way he just uses head movement to dodge punches and get in there and get inside and fight on him. Oh man, I love to see it. And I'm a big fan of Loxby, another one of the Puerto Rican fighters. And to be honest too, the crazy thing about both Puerto Rican fighters is neither one of those fighters are allowed to train as much as they want to because they have other things that they have to do. So if you think about it right now, Loxby or Luis Melendez, neither one of them train 3 times a day like majority of the fighters do. These guys are training 1 to maybe 2 times a day because they have families or careers that like 9 to 5s and stuff like that. So imagine if we can get those 2 guys training 3 times a day.
Yeah, that would be crazy for real.
So I'm definitely excited to see that. But speaking of like Miami, speaking of doing things, it's a card coming to Miami. Art Basel. Is there any talks on Arturo Vergara being on the Miami card? Can we talk about that yet, or are you trying to get on the card?
No, I'm already in on the card. You excuse me, but it's my break time, so
Hey man, do your thing. You're in a
no,
legal area.
I'm legal area, bro. And look, it's funny because my house they no smoking. Fuck this shit. I bought this shit in my own house. You know?
Yeah. No smoking except for me.
Exactly.
But yeah, so you're on the Miami card. Is there any talks of an opponent? Or I mean, I know you don't care who your opponent is, but is there any talks of a potential opponent or potential opponents?
Yeah.
If you can't talk about it now, it's fine. Yeah,
I don't know if I can talk about it. That's the thing. But yeah, maybe a guy like in the ranking or I don't know, because the thing with now is like Jesus Lopez coming to the gym.
Yeah.
So it's hard to fight against him now. I don't give a fuck, but whatever. But I don't think that fight gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
Like I don't think so. I don't think so. If he's coming to the gym, it's like doesn't make any sense. Like how we gonna fight? He just came here to train with me. Like
yeah, 100%.
maybe next year. But well, let me tell you, I think like Maximo Nunez could be like Maximo Nunez.
Yeah, I mean honestly, that'd be a good fight because it's somebody who's he's been in karate combat for a while. I mean, one of his only losses is Owen Chelmia, which is not a really stock dropping loss. In my opinion, he's got some good knockouts. He's got some good fights. Stylistically, it'll be a great matchup between y'all two. I definitely want to see, and 2 hometown guys too, because Nunez is right up in Orlando, I think. So yeah, it'll definitely bring out a lot of people for both of y'all. It's help for a big audience. So I didn't even think of that matchup. That is a good matchup. I'm just thinking about top guys right now, like Lopez, Tebuev, and Owen Chelmia.
Tebuev, in my point of view, I think Chelmia got to fight for the title first.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be selfish, but he deserves it too as well, and I respect him. And it's nothing personal. It's just business. I know we gotta fight soon. We have to fight.
Yeah.
It's like it's no way. Like we gotta do it. Eventually it's gonna happen. With the only guy I don't gonna fight in the division, and I'm telling you here is like Lorenzo Trevino and Luxby. That's it. Because those are my homeboy. Lorenzo is my man. Like he lived in my house when he came here. Like so it's no way to fight against Lorenzo. Luxby. But besides them, I don't give a fuck. I don't hate nobody. It's not how I say. It's nothing personal. I'm here just because I'm chasing my dream. If that means like I gotta smash yours, I'm sorry, but it is what it is, So yeah, I think gonna be Tebuev. Tell me that's the fight. What I make sense for me, because he's the number one. He needs like his revenge, and okay, they can close that chapter.
Yeah.
Let's close that chapter, and after, who is next. You already know who the fuck is next.
Exactly.
Or tell him to come here.
Yeah, and that's gonna be that's gonna be crazy. I mean, and that's too. Like, I love both of y'all. You and Chummy are 2 of my favorites, and I eventually I know like y'all have to fight, and I'm gonna watch it with one eye like this. I'll have to watch it like this because I know both of y'all dogs. Y'all gonna go put on an excellent performance. And it's gonna be crazy. Like it's gonna be great.
We trained together before in Goshen.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. You trained with him, so do you find that like maybe y'all both kind of have a little bit of advantage against each other, like versus your other opponents, because you don't get to fight them before, so you kind of know some tells and stuff from each other. So that's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. No, look. Being like super real with you, I know how I told you. I know we're gonna fight, and I can't wait for that fight happen. But but because of the same, like I respect him a lot. And how I told you before, I'm here to fight with the best of the best, and I think Chelmia is one of them. I think
Yeah.
Owen is one of the best in the division, and that's the same reason what I want to fight with him. Adam
Yeah.
Noy, Chelmia, well, like Yukubi, he's still here. I don't know, but those three guys are on my mind. They are on my mind like all the time. Like I know I gotta fight them, and I'm ready to rumble with those guys. And the boy, but I don't know. I think Chelmia are gonna win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, Chumia was winning the last fight.
Yeah,
Tebouev just caught him, and that's the thing about Tebouev is he's not the biggest brawler, but his movement is so crazy. He's all over the place, and he can throw strikes from anywhere at any time like that. And that's the thing is, and Owen is somebody who moves forward. So for him to get a spinning back kick, Owen's already moving forward. It kind of the impact of Owen pushing forward with that Irish pride, he got caught in the liver. And the crazy thing is, if you watch it back, Owen took like 3 more steps. He told me, he was like, I was gonna try to fight through it. I was like, bro,
yesterday, like 3 times.
I'm like, bro, it's no way you were gonna keep walking after that. He said, look, I was gonna try.
I thought he broke the rib. I think he broke his rib. I thought, but no, it was liver.
It was a liver. It was a liver shot for sure. Yeah. And you know that liver shot, as soon as you can't stand for a while after that. So
that shit is hard.
Yeah. Speaking of hard shots, UFC 308 this weekend. I know we talk a lot about crowded combat. Is there any fights on the UFC 308 that you're excited about?
No, of course the main event is crazy, but I got Topuria, bro. Like
your whole gym, it's a gym thing, bro. It's Go Shed, bro. You and Gus, bro. I'm gonna fight both of y'all. I don't care. I'm gonna come in. I'm bringing the gloves. I'm coming to Go Shed. I know I'm gonna get my ass beat, but I'm gonna fight y'all. I'm a Max Holloway fan to the death.
No, me too. But let me tell you why I got Topuria. I'm not talking just about the skills now, because if we talk about the skills, it's a hard fight. It's still a hard fight, but I would say like, okay, I go for Holloway. But what made me think Topuria gonna knock him out is just because Holloway got too much damage from the past fight. He been in a lot of war.
I can understand that.
Not dismiss that, because he fought Gaethje, he fought McGregor, he fought the Poirier, he fought the best guys on the division. So when you talk that amount of damage in your career, and he's been fighting in UFC since 11 years, 10 years, and Topuria is a new guy. He's coming fresh. He's coming with the power and confidence.
Yeah.
So that's why I got Topuria. Yeah. Not because of the skills.
Yeah, I can agree on that. I can agree on that fact of things, because the chin does wear down after time, and getting hit a lot, that chin starts to wear down, and it's easier to knock an opponent out. The reason I feel like Max could have an upper hand in this one is Topuria is very, like, I don't want to say emotional, but he's emotion driven. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's always trying to be a spectacle. He's always wanting. So I think, and he was like, "Yo, Max, I'm a point to the ring in the beginning." And Max like, "That's not what I do." You know what I mean? Like, I was giving Justin Gaethje a chance to win the fight when I was already up. That was me giving him a gift. It's not something I'm gonna do in the beginning of the fight. And I think Topuria is like, he kind of like, I like him as a fighter. He follows Conor a little too much to where it seems kind of like imposter syndrome a little bit. And I'm like, I don't know how, like, what is your identity, right? Who is Ilya Topuria? And that's where my disconnect with him is. And I feel like that might factor into his in the ring mindset. Now, when he fought Volk, he was locked in and he cleaned Volk, and I was very upset. I'm still upset to this day about that fight. That shit haunts my nightmares. Like, that was one of the worst.
But that shit was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful, but it was one of the saddest moments in UFC history, bro.
Yeah, no, hell yeah.
Definitely one of the saddest moments.
I say the same with Volk, because they came from fighting hard fights, and he just got knocked out before Makachev.
Yeah, Makachev.
So it's like the thing with Karate Combat now. All the old roster is scared with the new roster, but because of the same. You know? And we came with hungry, and we came like fucking firefighters and all the skills, So I think when the new thing is coming, when the new school, not the new school, but the new prospect, hard to beat them when they're in the prime, because every fighter has his own prime. and Holloway did it. He already had it.
Yeah.
I think so. He went, bro, champ of the war. He beat everybody. That motherfucker is a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
we'll see. It's in 30 match.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And come on tomorrow, man. It's gonna be during the day, so I'm gonna catch it early. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. I want Max to win. I'm gonna take a bet for him to win. I probably take a method bet by KO, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm going to be shook watching that fight, bro. Me and Gustavo from your gym, Villamil, we go back and forth all the time. I keep sending him memes of like people crashing out because Max Holloway got knocked out and like beating people up. I keep sending them to him like, bro, if this happens, I'm coming for you, bro. Because he said it a long time ago. He said it before. Yeah, he said it. He said it before the fight was even like really locked in when they were just talking about it. He was like, I think he'll knock him out. And so that's gonna be crazy, bro. But yeah, I think I'm most excited about that fight too. I think the other one I'm kind of excited to see is Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic, the one that Yuri beat. Because if he beats him, more than likely he's gonna fight Alex Pereira next. So I want to see what he's gonna do.
Oh shit! Ankalaev Pereira.
That's what we're going to see if you could really defend a takedown. The Dagestanis are always the test to see if you could defend a takedown, because that's what Leon was saying, right? Leon Edwards was like, oh, I ain't worried about that. That boy Bilal went over there to Dagestan, got some of that wrestling advice, came and was tearing Leon up. He was just holding him down. So yeah, I definitely want to see if he's going to come out on top of Rakic so that he could fight Alex. That's probably my second one.
Alex, the crazy thing about Alex, like, well, training with them, and I learn a lot about them, of course. And one thing, keeping in my mind, like, they know a lot how to control the distance.
Yeah.
And also, we had on plus, like, he hit hard as shit, bro. Like, I'm telling you, hard as fuck. Even his sister hit like crazy hard, because they know how to. I don't know. They know how to use the power from the legs and everything. And when they hit you, boom, you feel like a fucking hammer in your head. Like, bam. I was drinking with her, and she hit me with a hook. Like, I say, damn.
Because they kind of like jump with their hooks. They kind of propel themselves forward. Yeah. And that hook is insane. That hook running the family, it's crazy.
Yeah, but also I want to see like how he want to handle that pressure, wrestling pressure.
Yeah, real wrestling pressure. Because I don't think he's fought. He hasn't fought somebody who's wrestling dominant in that division. That's like wrestling dominant, like somebody who could really just ground and pound you for 2 rounds straight, right? So I want to see that for sure. That's gonna be interesting.
Like O'Malley Volk, also Volk, O'Malley Merab.
Yeah, exactly. Same situation.
Exactly. The only difference, I see here is like Pereira, when he hits. You know, like, to survive one of those punches, like, you gotta be like a fucking robot. But O'Malley, he got good distance, all that. But he's not he don't gonna hit you and knock you out. It's hard. He just got good timing, But Pereira, he touch you and you're going to sleep. That motherfucker has like a piece like that.
Bro, his hands is massive. When he shook my hand, bro, I got a big hand, bro. Like, I got a big hand. That motherfucker made my hand feel like I was a baby, bro. I shook his hand. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Insane, bro. I definitely want to see him. He's been super active, so I think he need to take a break, though. He got to chill for like a few months, man. Take a break, do some media runs, do some sponsorship shit, and just chill, because he fought that last fight sick. He's crazy. Like, he's like you. Y'all just don't care. Y'all just getting in there. It's that Latin blood, bro, down that way, because you like Central America, he's South America. It's something in that water down there, bro. Yeah.
I live in Chile. Like, I'm like driving, I don't know, like 6 and 10 hours. No, 1 day away driving. It's like from a state to another state right here.
Oh yeah, that's nothing.
From Miami to, I don't know, Denver, like driving.
Yeah.
So I go to Brazil.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man. But not to get too much on the UFC, let's try to bring it back to Karate Combat a little bit. Do you see Karate Combat being your home forever? Because, like, a lot of people like to get in leagues, and they like to use it as like a platform to show how good they are, to try to go to the top level. And some people want to come and make it their home forever and be the champ and the reigning champ for years. Where do you see Macaco Flow going from here? Is it staying in karate combat, or do we see you trying to, elevate yourself to maybe another league?
I think Macaco Flow changing the history of karate combat.
Mm,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I see in my mind. That's what I want, and that's what I'm going to do. I see Macaco Flow changing the name of on karate combat. Like making big. I want to be my house too as well. I'm fucking happy fighting here. I love karate combat. And I think karate combat eventually, soon enough, is going to be the UFC for the strike. So
100%.
I'm not rushing into lead. You know, I'm here. Former UFC fighters, they're gonna come here to fight against us, and I will that may happen, too as well. I want to do that. That's what I want to be champ too as well. I told you before, I'm
Yeah.
here to be champ, but because I want to fight with the best of the best in the world. So if I cannot go to UFC or I'm not going to UFC, why don't make them come here? You know?
Exactly. Because there's guys that's in the UFC that aren't as good at grappling, but they're great at striking, and they would do really well on KC's KC's rule set. Because like I look at a lot of people that Leo Gomez has been bringing in lately, and I see there are a lot of people that lose to submissions, but are great strikers, and this
Right.
this league works perfect for them. Like
Exactly.
it's exactly what they need for them to
Exactly.
succeed with what they're good at. So I love to see it, but you keep talking about a belt, like the belt, getting a belt, and that's your main mission. This is your main goal right now, right? Uh, Tell me, what is a belt like? What does that belt mean to you to obtain now, Arturo?
My brother, that belt means my life, basically. That means, is it's been a fucking long, long way to be here. It's 12 years fighting, 12 years training, and I'm telling you, 12 years. Like when I took the decision and I say I'm gonna be champ of the world, doesn't matter what. 12 years from now, and I say it, and from that day I say I'm not gonna stop, doesn't matter what. I have everything against me. Fuck everything. I came from Chile. I was with nobody, no family here. My son is in Chile. So the belt means everything. It means bring back to my family, make them proud, bring my son. I want to be a citizen too in America, bro. Even that is hard for me. I don't have fucking nothing,
Yeah,
Apparently, I have now social security, and that shit was like a goal for me too as well, So the belt, of course, the belt, okay, it's pretty, whatever, but it's not just the belt. It's
yeah,
the behind that. So that's mean for me the belt everything. Basically everything. Don't see my
yeah,
family in 3 years and keep here like fucking grinding every day. Doesn't
yeah,
have nothing to eat, doesn't have no shit, bro. Doesn't have a fucking dollar in my pocket.
yeah.
So
How does that affect you like mentally and like because you train a lot, so you got to kind of be focused. Like you don't want somebody knocking your head off. How do you stay level headed mentally, knowing like you're fighting for your family and your family's not here? And I know that affects you a bit, but like how do you push through that?
well, now from since 1 year, I have a mental performance coach. So I've been working with him, and he helped me a lot to change my mindset, how I see the things in the life, And that's me flow too.
Yeah, I seen. I
It's
was
not
gonna
just
ask you. You got a new tattoo.
yeah, it's not just flow and fight, it's flow and life.
Yeah,
Means like being connect with yourself, like do the right things, and being far from my family. He helped me a lot to connect, with my family too, and to do the things that are right. But yeah, fuck.
yeah. I don't
That,
mean to get too deep on you, bro, but I'm glad. I'm glad that you are speaking to somebody for your mental health to make sure you
yeah,
stay
yeah,
on the right track. Also, I know fighting is a good way for you to get your. You can't go too hard on your teammates, but it is a good way for you to get some of that anger and that those feelings inside that you can't really act on to regular people, or else you might get criminal offenses, right? Um,
yeah.
so I'm glad to hear you talking to somebody. Mental health is huge. It's a really big thing.
I
And as a creator, like as somebody who's a creator, entrepreneur who does everything on my own, and like it depends on how active I am and the things I do to get paid and take care of my family, I completely understand that, right? I go through my own mental like breaks here. Like I go through slumps. I went through a slump for a whole 2 months. And even though I'm in the slump, nobody knows just because I'm still moving and doing things. And that's just something as like people who are in the spotlight or people who are doing something that's meaningful and trying to do something big there's the kind of the things we deal with in the background that we don't show in front of this smile that we always have for everybody else, right? So it's good to hear the humility.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, nice. I think it's like fuck. It's the man life, you know. It's being a grown man. That's me, like being a grown man. Go through everything and grab your fucking balls, your pan, and fucking let's go.
Exactly.
Let's run it. Let's run it. You know.
You gotta run it. You gotta run it, man. Well, look, man, I appreciate your time, brother. Before we let you go, as always, I'll give you opportunity to speak your piece to either to an opponent, somebody you want to fight, to the fans, to anybody out there. We'll be posting this on YouTube and stuff like that, Instagram and all that stuff. So if you got anything you want to get off your chest or you just want to shout out everybody, do your thing. The floor is yours, brother.
Hey, thank you, my bro. Yeah, no, big shout out to everybody who support me from zero, you know, from my team, Go Shit, my management is amazing. They've been doing a really good work with me and Karate Combat. I can say nothing. Even to my own company, Karate Combat, I learned to be fighting there. They promote me crazy and I love it, you know, because we need that shit. Like as an athlete, you need to be promoted. You need sound, you need being there in the map. To my new sponsors, my guys, Harley, he helped me a lot. Johnny with they working with me now on learning about crypto too, and of course to my family, to all my fans, and to all my people. They've been with me from nothing to the top, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Well, listen, man, if y'all not already, hold on. I don't like that one. I was like, well, it's right here at the top, man. You can scan that QR code. You can follow Arturo on Twitter. He has been on Twitter lately. He's been getting this thing up. We're going to try to help him build that out. But I'm glad to hear you getting into crypto too, bro. I've been around. That's how I got here. That's how we know each other. Crypto and gaming. I was doing crypto and gaming. So that's how I got here. And it's a good thing for y'all to learn too, because to be honest, you guys start tapping into that. It's a lot of people who are looking to sponsor fighters and stuff like that. I actually been talking to some people. I'm going to hit you up later. We'll have a conversation that are actually actively looking for fighters to sponsor. And a lot of them are in the crypto space. So definitely something you guys, and any other fighters that's watching or happen to pay attention to the show, make sure you learn this stuff, man. It's money, to be honest. And a lot of you are already earning crypto and don't even know it. Like, you're earning crypto every fight. So you should know how to utilize it, should know how to protect it, secure it, stuff like that. So if you got any questions, a lot of the Karate Combat fan base is very helpful. A lot of the people that are who do stuff like me, like media and stuff like that, is super helpful. So just reach out. Shout out Harley for helping out. Harley is dope. That's my guy. I love Harley. He did. Hey, yo, shout out Harley. Did you see his IFC performance?
Yo, yeah, bro. What a performance, brother. He did it amazing. I was so happy for him. Like, that's how we meet each other, like over there in Utah. And he's really cool. And you know what? I tell him, like, I think it's about energy, brother. And he has super good energy. He's super humble guy. And and I like him. He's cool as fuck. So now we're gonna start to work together. How you say, I think it's super important as a KC fighter. I understand how crypto works. Because we can make a living now, you know, like we can do our job right there, won our money, make our fights, and on top of that, like teach the other fighters, you know, how to have a better life and at the same time fight, you know.
100%, brother, 100%. Yeah, man. Well, Arturo, it's always a pleasure to have you on, my man. Macaco Flow, that guy, man, one of the most active fighters in Karate Combat, man. Listen, that QR code's up top. Follow him. If you don't want to scan the QR code because you're scared about people taking your money, listen, here's his @ I'm dropping it in the chat right now. Go and follow him. He's on Twitter and Instagram. He's trying to build up his Twitter, so make sure you guys go follow him. We're going to definitely show him some love, man. And look, Arturo, we'll talk soon for sure. I see you in Miami. I might come before the fights. I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll hit you up if I do.
Perfect.
For sure, brother. But I'm going to let you go, man. I appreciate you. You take it easy, man. And yes, sir. That is Arturo Vergaro, my guy.
Oh.
You already know the flow. Hold on, I gotta give you the love. Yes, sir. We love the flow. Yeah. And look, and backwards it spells wolf because you's a dog. Stop playing with them. Yeah. All right, man. Shout out my boy Arturo. Like I said, the QR code is at the top. Make sure you guys give him a follow. He has been active on Twitter, man, doing his thing. But also, before we get up out of here, we got about 15 more minutes. I was going to do an interview with him by myself. We were going to do and it kind of worked out today that I ended up by myself at the end. So we're going to bring in somebody who is on the IFC. He's just got a dub. He's pushing waves. He doesn't come from the crypto community. He just revealed his face. So we got to get him in here. We got to know the case, man. So I think this is the first interview he's done maybe since the fight, since the face reveal. Is this the first interview? Do I get the exclusive?
You get the exclusive, brother. Been waiting on it.
Let's go. So if you guys don't know already, this is IFC Alien, the fighter formerly known as UFC Alien. Mm-hmm. And a little background on him. He's a content creator, started by making music. He was making diss tracks about fighters, doing some hilarious troll content. Had a lot of stuff that went really, really viral. But went back and forth with Jamal Hill. He ended up making a diss track about him. We'll talk about that later. But this all led him to fighting in the IFC a bunch, you know what I'm saying, against Zach Finner, who was an interesting opponent. You know what I'm saying? I definitely was interested in seeing both of y'all fight. It was a I wouldn't say mismatch, but just an odd combination of you two fighting. It's like he kind of comes from the TikTok world and like doing like more like reviews on like popsicles and like different. Oh, actually, we got Mac Tyson back too. Let's go.
Hey. Yeah, sorry for missing. Hey, I applauded your sidekick earlier on this podcast.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did give you some good recognition on your sidekick.
You're working with James Vick too now, so we're going to get the yellow belt next time in the pit.
Yo, that would be pretty fire. But I appreciate the acknowledgement on the sidekick. That was something I learned when I was like 12. I didn't do it good in the fight, but I could do that shit perfect practicing. Yeah.
Well, that's lit, man. But like I was saying, right? Fought in the IFC. So, and you revealed yourself at the IFC. So let's start from kind of the beginning here. What made you want to fight in the IFC, and two, want to reveal your face on the IFC?
That's a good question. Well, first, bro, what's up? Thank you for having me on the show. This is awesome. Hope you're doing good. But long story short, what made me want to fight was just seeing everyone else do it, honestly. Like, I've always wanted to. Like, I had applied for UFC when I was 18. No training, of course. And they used to have a link on the website. You could just apply to be a fighter. And I took advantage of that. You know, nothing ever happened. So I kind of let the dream go. Kept doing music. And then I just realized I haven't missed the UFC card in fucking years. Like, okay, I'm a serious fan. I feel like I could do better than a lot of content creators if I started doing shit, but I'm definitely not a YouTuber, not a TikToker. I don't know how to really go about that, but I do know music. And so I just was like, what's something that would go viral? Diss tracks. And that's how I started it. And then I basically created it to get a fight. But I'm just glad we went viral in general. That was a nice accomplishment on its own.
So did you did it originally to get a fight in the UFC, not the IFC?
Well, no, just to get a fight like on Misfits or anything that would.
Got you.
Originally, the first person I was gonna fight with was Fight Circus with the mask on.
Wow, that would have been crazy. Who would have got that sanction? That's what I was thinking too. Everybody kept asking me, "Is IFC Alien gonna wear the mask?" I'm like, I don't know if we can get that sanction. I don't know if that's because you can't tell about damage. They don't know if your face is messed up.
Yeah,
blood might be everywhere.
The fight, bro, there was barely any touches.
In Pride, they had they used to allow lucha libres to wear the mask.
Right, the luchador mask.
What was weird was that you couldn't have the hair covered.
Oh yeah, that's right. You just could wear like the masquerade shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a hell of a thing.
Yeah. So you did it to get the fight. You get the fight. What was this decision making on like, all right, I'm going to reveal myself at this fight? Was it to like build the fight? Was it just like, all right, I'm tired of wearing a mask. I want people to know who I am. Like, what was the mindset around this?
So I was slowing down with the diss tracks. UFC Alien was doing pretty good. I was just trying to become more of a personality instead of like the troll diss rapper that only people care when he drops diss tracks, right? So the only way I could think is to show who I am. That's the only thing to get people talking again. Everyone wants to know who I am. Let me show who I am, right? But I knew it'd be a good tactic to sell the fight. Like that was my strong hand. Like I know people want to see who I am, so I can get people to watch the fight and get talking about the fight. But I was just more, I don't know. The reason for the mask in the first place is because of the diss tracks, and I make actual music, and I didn't want to mix the fucked up shit I'm saying with the good shit I'm saying. And at a point, I was like, this is doing better than this. So let's just fucking go all in.
Do you feel like that was the best decision at the time?
And for the fight?
Yeah, I mean for the music, like you were saying basically like, so if I understand it correctly, you're saying like the UFC persona, the UFC alien persona was doing better than the actual rapper, like your actual personality, right? Who you are. So you took
diss tracks were getting, every single one was getting at least 100,000 views.
Yeah.
And then once it hit, or I'll say this, once I hit like 50 million on Twitter on the insights, I was like, okay, that's it. I've never done that with my actual music. 2 million plays at most, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, this is what's going to work out for me the quickest way. And I could always, of course, send it back to my original music and take shit serious again. But let's just keep playing this card, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So then when did you get to the decision of actually, because you explained like why the persona, like why you started the persona, but wait. Oh yeah, basically you're saying like you wanted the people to know who you were, right? Yeah. And find out like who the actual is.
It would get people talking again.
Exactly. So I like that, bro. That's crazy. That's insane. So and it's cool because too, you've seen it before where people kind of like look at Little Dicky, right? He's a good rapper, right? But he's a comedic rapper, and he used the comedy as a way to show his actual skills, right? So I like how you could still show your skills in a way that helped you, right? Because eventually it got you to this point where now people know that, okay, yes, he does do UFC trolling, he does do the diss tracks, but this guy's actual real person. He actually has real music, and like, let's go check that out now. So might have been one of the smartest marketing decisions you made, man. You know,
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I actually thought about Lil Dicky a lot while making the diss tracks. Like, this shit is to be perceived as a joke. You know, like it's all satire. And after getting back and forth with Jamal Hill, and there was a ton of other UFC fighters, it got a little too serious.
Yeah,
like it's
that's what I'm about to say. Do the fighters know?
Go to UFC. Like,
do the fighters know that it's all jokes?
Oh no, I mean, I'm rapping about real shit. You know, like if they do fucked up shit, I'm bringing it up. But I don't have no fucking hard feelings towards Jamal Hill. Like I was a fan of his. It was just
he might not be a fan of yours now.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not a fan of mine.
You know what though? He is a lot more acceptive of trolls.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
Himself.
I don't know if y'all know. I can't think of his name right now. Oh man, it's gonna kill me. I can't think of his name right now. Poppy Gio.
That was
Poppy
Gio.
Yeah,
he's doing the fucking
screaming at him and
he's
stuff.
Like, you've been doing that shit for 2 hours.
Yeah. So like, he was like, "What you gonna do?" Bang. Yeah. So like, he's somebody who will like he'll even troll back with you, right? So I think he's more accepting. What about MMA Guru? Is there real beef there?
No, he responded to the diss track with like, "Wow, this is super good. Keep going, man." I was like, well, all right. He was like, I don't want to get turned into fish food. He's fucking stupid.
Yeah, you don't never know how to take him, bro. Like, you never know if he's serious or not, bro. Because he's always making little backhanded compliments. So never know how to take him. Mac, you got any questions for IFC Alien?
Yeah. So I heard some rumors about like, or was this a different IFC fighter? Were you
let's hear it.
About like a BKFC fight potentially, or was that someone else?
No, that's not me.
No, that
probably Ben Davis. You're probably thinking about Ben Davis. Ben Davis did his debut in BKFC the same week as his fight.
Might as well. Would you follow that pattern and do bare knuckle, or are you pure karate?
I'm a lot more confident in fists. Like the only reason I was confident in the IFC fight is because I've done a lot of street fighting. So I'd love to do bare knuckle, but I do want to do IFC like the full way through. I want to become the IFC champ, multi-weight champ. I'm already hitting 2 different divisions in 2 fights, and I was supposed to be 2 divisions lower. So I just want to do everything here. And if there's no more competition for me, then maybe I'll take BKFC.
Yeah, because they're
I like that attitude.
yeah, they are talking about rankings and stuff in IFC and starting to build up it a lot more so that you guys can have like belts and stuff that is obtainable, like tangible assets that you guys can have. So that's gonna be dope to see. You know what I mean? I would love to see you climb the rankings and that. And speaking of climbing the rankings, you could do that by this next fight. And Buddy had a lot to say last night, man. Yeah, I think you were busy. You was probably at work listening in or something.
I was driving to the gym.
I know you were listening in. He had quite a few words to say. He was saying you weren't a formidable opponent. He was basically saying he didn't understand the math situation. He got a bunch to say, right? We're not gonna go too deep into it, but I want to give you your chance to say what you got to say. And speak your piece because you didn't get a chance to defend yourself last night. I tried to help out a bit, like, hey, listen, chill, you know what I'm saying? He ain't here right now, but
I like that.
This is your chance. What do you have to say to your opponent? His opponent, give some context. His opponent is Crypto Seth, who was supposed to fight on the first IFC 1. And he ended up, I forgot.
Yeah, Shiny D. That's right.
Yeah, I think he pulled out. Yeah. So,
didn't want to go to Vegas. That's why I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna make it to Miami because of that first shit. But I'll say this: as far as me not being a formidable opponent, if that's how he feels, that's exactly how Zach Fenner felt. Everyone thinks they can fight until we're face to face. Second thing about the mask, it was all over the place. He didn't know if I was ugly or fat or cute or insecure or whatever the fuck. It's a fucking mask. I don't know. There's not too much to it. Like, I just ordered an Amazon mask. I think I'm pretty. Anyways, check this out. I think that first I want to also talk about the fight with Zach if you guys have 2 more minutes.
Oh, yeah. We're going to definitely talk about that. I was going to get into that next.
I think he's just like Zach, bro. I'm the best fighter in the world. All IFC sucks. I'm the true fighter. He's a fucking delusional kid. I think he's 20. He said he was 20. He might be older. If he's 20, that I'm going to beat up a little boy who can't even get a beer yet.
He's pretty young. Yeah, I think he'd get a beer because he's in like London or something. I think they could drink at 18.
Hey, he's British, bro. We're 2-0 in World Wars. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
My boy took it back. He said, y'all ain't beat us in nothing. Not wars, nothing. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You can't let a break, especially if it's over here, bro. You can't let a break come and take your pride.
We're going to Miami. That's Puerto Rican Valley. All my family's finna pop out.
So you are fighting you're fighting on the Art Basel card against him, 100%.
Miami, yeah.
Oh, that's lit. That's super lit. So so we know about your next opponent. Have you done any research on him yet? Have you looked into his background? Nothing. Or you just gonna train and get in there?
The same shit with Zach. Like, I don't. Maybe he's fought before, and I'm just like missing it. I'm not like going to research him or anything, but I click on their page, and if I don't see nothing, there's just nothing. So I'm just training for whoever the fuck is going to stand in front of me. Yeah. I did hear he likes knees and kicks or some shit, and he's acting like he don't like kicks or whatever the fuck is. His whole game plan's stupid. He learned his shit from 2020 UFC shit talking. I don't find him convincing.
Well, I can't say your shit talking is tier 1. You definitely had some of the best one-liners. I'm not gonna lie, you and Zach both had some good one-liners at the press conference. Both did some really good, entertaining fight build-up stuff. And speaking of Zach, before I want to hear what you got to think, what you think, and what you got to say about the fight. But before you I want to know, how do you feel you did on your first performance, and what do you feel like you need to improve on for your next one?
Okay, those are good questions. So first thing I will say is it takes 2 to tango. If you're fighting a shitty fighter, you're gonna have a shitty fight. That's just what it is. It does suck. I didn't knock him out. That was my entire goal. I was like, all right, fuck it, 3rd round. I don't care if I'm gassed out. I know I can knock him out. It's coming. And for some reason, they gave it to me. But I watched the fight over, and what do I think I could do better to answer this question before I continue? My cardio. I didn't work out, do any cardio, do any gym. I was straight off the couch and gaining weight for this fight. And it was at higher elevation. I was smoking nicotine sticks all day. Anyways, I just treated it like a normal day, and then I beat the fuck out of him. But then the second round, it was controversial until
Yeah.
I watched the fight, and I was like, no, the fuck, it wasn't, dude. There's like one, maybe two hits he got off me.
Yeah.
Takedowns weren't takedowns. I threw myself down at the end of the fight because my legs were jello. He wasn't even touching me. When I turned around, I'm fucking clowning him, and I guess people thought I was like quitting or something, but I turn around and bink, pop him in his shit. I don't know. I thought I won both rounds after watching the fight, but I would have liked the third round just off of ego.
Yeah, I feel like the second round was close enough to do a third round. I feel like you did do more on the striking end of things, but also
then I
you
brought out the knees in the second round.
Yeah.
You can't discount.
I was commentating the fight, and me, Mike, and Josh all agreed that we feel like it should have went to a third round. I mean, one for the people and two for you. So one of you guys to put a stamp on the win, right?
Yeah.
To actually get a definite win. I feel like if you do look back at it, when it comes to damage, striking, moving forward, you did have the advantage on that. That's what's heavily graded in karate combat, so it makes sense why they gave you the
the
win.
Watching
Also,
it back, I thought whoever the judges were, I don't know if it's actual commission or
it's
whatever
commission
it is.
Utah.
But watching it, I understood why they gave me the second round. Like, he wasn't doing anything convincing in the second. Like, it was just a bad second round. We weren't either doing like really cool bad shit. So it's kind of like he's just kind of coasting to a third round. Hopefully, he's not doing no damage. He already got beat the fuck up the first round, really convincingly. Second round got clipped in the end. Just give it to the alien.
Yeah,
that's how it felt.
So any other thoughts about the fight? Like, other than, I know you mentioned earlier you wanted to talk about it. Is there something specific you want to talk about?
No, just I won the second round. But I would say I also, watching it back, I need to stop doing the drunken master shit.
Yeah, you did do that quite a few times.
Yeah.
A little bit of
yeah. Come on, hit it.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's entertaining.
Hand up.
Yeah, it's entertaining, but yeah, keep protecting yourself at all times is definitely a smart decision to keep those hands up. I get mad at fighters a lot when they have their hands down. Unless your defense is like Floyd Mayweather or Pernell Whitaker or one of those people like Anderson Silva back in the day, right? Yeah. Unless your movement's like that, you better keep them damn hands up, bro, because it only takes a few pounds of pressure to touch that chin and pitch you right at the night time. So, you know,
absolutely. That head movement clean though. Were you guys impressed with my first fight?
I could tell you this after hearing that you had no formal training, because I knew this before the fight because we have some close constituents that we both know, right? I knew before the fight that you got trained by a few people. I'm not going to speak on all of that, but if you want to shout them out, you can.
Oh yeah, shout out to Heck. Me and him, he became my corner like the day before the fight, I want to say.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we had an hour
and Adam Charles. Shout out Adam Charles too. Yeah,
Adam Charles.
It would have been funny if you had to do that, Apollo. It's like you're on broadcast. Hold on, I need to actually go corner him.
Which is hilarious. We talked about that if my boy Gian fights, when Python fights, like, I'm like, dang, I want to corner you, but I might have to commentate the fight as well. So it's like one of these situations that's weird. But yeah, man.
And I want to just say, you killed it on commentary. You're not giving yourself the credit you deserve.
Yeah, good.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
I was a little butthurt that it wasn't Boz Rutan, but you did fucking fantastic.
I mean, I'm not the best replacement for Boz Rutan, but I think I did pretty well. Now, you know what's crazy is actually just sitting in his chair and like sitting down and like seeing Boz's name on everything and like his notes and everything is right there. And I'm like, this is it was kind of like one of those like whoa moments, like holy shit, like you're actually sitting in Boz's chair. Cause I went from a fan to working for them, right?
Yeah.
So it's to me, it's like it was kind of a full circle moment and something that I manifested when I first came to Karate Combat. Like, oh, I want to work for them. Like, I want to be somebody in this organization that helps and is help pushing this because I believe in Karate Combat. I like the fighting style. I like the company. I like the people who run it, and I like the product. It's a great fight entertainment product, and it's the best out. And it's nothing like it right now. So I was just grateful and just blessed to be able to even just commentate it. Even though it went from 4 to 2 fights, those 2 fights was probably that was probably the best time I had in my life, bro. It was like one of those top tier moments. Like, it's a few of my kids that I got, but that's definitely in the top 5 of shit that I've done in my life. That's cool.
Personal achievements, dog. Like bucket list shit.
Huge shit, man. Yeah, man, for sure. Mac, you got any questions?
You did train with James Vick. I did see that right now.
Yeah. So when I
So
found
what's
out
the story
about
behind
this
it?
upcoming fight, I just started on Tuesday. I met him on Tuesday. Went down to the gym, and we were working on the game plan.
So you're in Texas or Florida?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, so you're in Texas, but you're from Florida.
No, I'm from Texas. I've lived in Florida, New York, Florida, New York, Florida,
Gotcha,
Texas.
gotcha.
You know,
So
Gotcha.
Killeen-
normal Puerto Rican shit.
So
Basically. Yeah,
Is it
we
what?
all, everybody here is Boricua.
Because I hear all the Boricuas in Texas are in Killeen.
No. That's funny as shit. My cousins are, but no, I'm in DFW.
Are you in Dallas? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boy's in Dallas too, man. Next time I come out there, I gotta check you.
Hell
Check you
yeah.
out there, man, for sure.
Well,
But
get high, buddy.
I do want to bring light to this, though. This is crazy because this is the first like karate fight team forming for the IFC with
Yeah.
even Blonde Broker out of James Vick's gym.
And
Yeah,
they got the
believe
other
that.
chick from, I can't remember. I just met her from Board 8. She's in there fighting
DSA.
too. Yeah. She's also one that's fighting. She fighting in Art Basel as well, right? Or she fighting in Thailand.
What are you calling it?
Art Basel. So okay. So it's Karate Combat 52 and IFC 6. I want to say 7. IFC 7. Yeah, 6 is Thailand, right? But they're having it during the Art Basel festival, which is a huge art festival. It includes straight artists, crypto, NFT projects, everything. And so the whole Miami is literally flooded with celebrities, people, crypto people, regular people, rich people, famous people, you name it. They're art lovers, art dealers, artists, painters. They're all out there for that week. And that's the same week we're doing Karate Combat. So that's why I keep saying Art Basel.
Art Basel.
Yeah, Art Basel. It's
I was
crazy. You lived
wondering
in
where the
Florida
fuck
and you
it
don't
was
know
at.
about Art Basel. You gotta get
I didn't
outside,
live in
man.
Miami.
Okay, got you. Yeah. Orlando, Point Siena.
Lakeland.
Lakeland. I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
yeah.
I knew it. Puerto Ricans all go to it's like 8 areas in America that Puerto Ricans go to, bro. It's like Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Orlando,
That's crazy.
Killeen, Texas.
Moved from the Carolinas.
Told you. Chicago as well. Yeah, my brother lives in Chicago. Like it's a thing. Puerto Ricans, they follow each other all around all around the US.
I always joke that like if because one of my cousins loves Japan, I said, bro, if you move to Japan, you're going to be the starting point for a little Puerto Rico in Japan.
Basically.
Because
100%.
wherever one Puerto Rican goes, the rest follows.
Yeah. They're like, oh, it's cool here. All right, cool. And then like 80 people move the next day. So
It's the food. It's the food. As soon as there's a Puerto Rican restaurant open, boom, everyone's there.
Everyone's freaking there, bro. Everyone's freaking there, man.
After, if I'm down in Miami, we all got to celebrate with some coquito.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah,
100%. It's got to be December though. I can only drink coquito one time a year, bro.
It's December 8th, bro.
Yeah, I don't like drinking dairy alcohol. I've never been a fan of Bailey's, none of that stuff.
That's also breaking news because Karate Combat hasn't even announced the date for that.
For what?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's when my birthday is, dude.
Yeah. Oh, well, hold on. Are you talking about? Oh, no. They don't even have a date yet for our December yet. I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't even have a date for December yet. Because they're still locking in the venue due to the fact that it's Art Basel and it's almost everything is already taken up. They got Prez. I think Prez is locking in a few different places, so they have to wait to see a date. Because to be honest, from what I heard, it might be on a Monday. It could possibly be on a Monday, which is interesting.
That's going to be an interesting fight week.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely going to be because the whole weekend would be fight ops and all of the other stuff.
I was going to say, is it really a thing if the Art Basel, if we're calling it that, and we know what weekend that is?
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. So it's around that time, right? And I think I want to say it's the December 8th through the 10th. Okay. The 8th through the 10th is the actual festival. So I think, or the 7th through the 10th. So I mean, having it on that Friday will actually be perfect. That's the best time to have it. I mean, you don't want to do it on Saturday because they're partners with the UFC. They don't want to try to overlap them, right? Yeah. Friday is one of the best days. People want to go out. You're going to get the locals to come out. You're also going to get all the people from Art Basel to come out. And then you got Ghost Shed fighters on it. You got people that are from Orlando, from Miami that's possibly on this card. So
And
It's gonna be
You
crazy.
know how many karate combat like teams are in Florida? Like Texas and Florida are the
Marcus Perez. Yeah, Marcus Perez in American Top Team. Goshez down there. You got Munez and them up in American Top Team. Orlando.
I thought Goshed was in New York.
Nah, it's in Miami. It's in Brickell, I want to say. So, yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I've been there a few times. It's actually in a nice little area too. It's like it's not hood, but it's not ritzy. It's like right in the middle. It's like right in the middle. Like you could go there where their gym is and it's chill. You can go down the street. You can get a haircut at a decent barber shop. The store across the street a little sketchy, but it's in a nice area. And I mean, to be honest, they're not scared because it's a gym full of fighters. So if you go in there, GG's, buddy.
Yeah.
I thought that's where the event was going to be at, like the new
at the Goshed.
Yeah, like because they have the camera equipment to shoot an event. So I thought they were just to like make it like the ribbon breaking event.
Yeah, I mean that would be dope. But I think what they were trying to do is get the actual new gym built for that whole situation. What are you talking about?
Is the new gym not finished yet?
Nah, I don't even think they have a location for it yet.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was already like.
I mean, you might know more than me. You might be breaking news now. I don't know. Last time I asked, I know that they were still looking for a place to like get everything or whatever.
Here's the thing with me on podcasts. If I know something, I don't talk about it. If I don't know something, then I'm free to speculate.
There we go. All right, cool. Well, look, it's only promotion, so it's only gonna help regardless. But
about it.
Enough about that. So you definitely said that you want to see yourself do better on this next fight. Training with James Vick. It's a very smart decision. Somebody who's very knowledgeable, has a lot of wisdom and experience from his UFC fights, and he's also fought in karate combat.
And a real karate black belt. He's a legit karate black belt. He implements that into the.
Yeah, he's been teaching me some shit.
Yeah. So do you see yourself because you say you want to be an IFC champ? So like you're gonna continue training? Are you gonna try to go ahead and complete all the belts to work your way up to a black belt? I mean, it's gonna take some time.
A good question. I haven't sat there and thought about like martial arts. You know what I mean? I was just thinking I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
It doesn't hurt to be training karate.
That is true. But yeah, we're training in like kickboxing. It's just been boxing so far, but
yeah. What's your favorite martial arts? Like, if you had to choose one that you like, it was like, yo, listen, I gotta lock into a league for the rest of my life. What would you choose? It could be boxing too if you want to throw boxing in there.
Yeah, see, I really like just hand-to-hand combat, but I don't like boxing.
Yeah.
I think at least the sport itself, like the broadcast, and I just don't like watching boxing. But if that's the way I had to go, I would definitely do boxing. Yeah. Like less kicks, probably no kicks. I'm fine with that. Just hands and head movement.
Well, I'll tell you this. We talked about it earlier, and that's one of the reasons why we were talking about your kick was that none of these IFC people use kicks at all. None of the IFC fighters use it. To be honest, I want to say, like, I remember when Seth first came to IFC for IFC 1, and he was in the pit, and it looked like he kind of knew what he's doing, but I've also seen a lot of people who, like, watch UFC, and, like, I can look like I kind of know what I'm doing. Yeah, I can shadow box and throw feints and throw my knee up and look like I'm doing something right. So I seen him doing a little bit of that. So I don't know if he has actually, like, trained to a point where he actually can land those and be comfortable enough to do it in the pit, but knowing that he is, I mean, may have that background and that these people don't use it, it could be a big advantage. So do you see yourself adding kicks to the repertoire a little more? I mean, you got one off in that one, but what about the next fight?
I think
kicks score higher than punches.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, I think I landed, I don't know about greatly landed, but I want to say like 3 kicks in the Zach fight.
That's probably why you won.
That's probably why I won, huh? No, I think I will use them more. I just need to dial in and figure them out. I'm not.
Vic will be able to help you out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, he's been on my ass. He's the fucking best.
He's just focusing on boxing right now because You
He's
can't.
just making me learn his point system.
You need that solid Sukiwaza, that solid boxing fundamentals to fight.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's important. Like that's where a lot of karate guys struggle because like on the out range, like the sport karate guys, they do really well. But when they get into that in range, that's where they gotta learn more like that in boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You guys wanna
learned to
hear a
move
funny
like
story?
Tyson. Yeah, let's do it.
So check this out. I want to say 2 hour on the walk to the venue
Yeah.
for the fight back in Salt Lake. Adam, he comes up to me and is like, "Hey, bro, you got scammed. Zach knows how to fight. This happened before with Billy McFarland, and he's been training with George St. Pierre for the last 8 months, and da 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 da." And I don't know why the fuck he would tell me that before a fight, but like I really didn't care. I was just like, okay, I expected to come in here to fight, so hopefully someone knows how to fight that I'm fighting. But I was like, then it kind of got me in my head, and I was like, okay, he might be training, but I know for a fact I could take a punch. Like I've gotten hard as fuck all my life, never went out. I know I could take a punch, and I don't fucking run away. I don't stop. So that was what I was going in the first round as, like, okay, let's see who's just gonna go out. Like, let's fucking swing, meet in the middle. As soon as I go to the middle, he's right against the pit wall. I'm like, okay, let's finish the fight then. Doesn't get finished. I'm like, okay. And every time I went up to him, he just goes against the wall. Like, bro, I cannot get any nice strikes off if I have to like rampage spam X on you the entire time.
Yeah.
If your opponent's on the pit wall, there are ways of like punishing them on the pit wall. But at your level, I'd say just start working those sweeps to get them on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what James is teaching me and trying to drill into my fucking brain.
Yeah.
I'm just scrappy.
Yeah, I think both of y'all got takedowns too, or like got each other to the ground, right? I wouldn't call it like some of them weren't real takedowns, more like y'all both falling. But the one thing I can say is keep the knee up when you go down, because that way you can still ground and pound. That's one thing I do see a lot with the IFC guys is they get in that UFC mindset and they get in that ground and pound mode, and they wanna basically get kind of like in that full guard and like. They want to basically get in that, you know what I'm saying, upper posture and just pound down, but you can't fucking you can't full mount. And
that's what Buddy did to me. And I knew 2 knees on the ground, or even what 1 knee on the ground means it's over.
No, 1 knee is fine. 2 knees is fine. 2 knees is no good. 1 is fine.
Okay, so
but like if you got 1 knee down, you got to be throwing punches.
Yeah, you have to be active. So
there's a lot. They're a lot less forgiving if you got 1 knee down.
Yeah.
Actually causes damage.
Yeah.
The first, I want to say, ground and pound situation we had, there wasn't any fucking pounding pause, because I go and I put my knee on his belly and I'm going to get ready to strike. And that's one thing I will say, Zach didn't want to fight so bad that he wouldn't let me go. Every time we got close, he's trying to hug me and pull me down or something. So he'd bring my knee to the ground. I'm like, fuck. You guys were like, no strikes from that one. But it was a good ass knee on belly getting set up to let that shit go. And it just kept happening. And then the one time I want to say I was on the pit wall. No, I ended up on it twice. I was trying to do the shin to shin takedown, like where I get down and I put my shin on his shin and flip him around. I did it. So it kind of looked like he had me against the wall and I was going to get beat up or something, but I'm really just dropping down to get to his shin. There was just a lot of things about that fight where I was like, man, if I was more talented in what I'm fucking doing, it would be more convincing. But like hearing oh yeah, man, that I think he won the second round. I think he won it. There should definitely be a third. Man, I just don't think y'all understood what was going in my mind, what I was feeling in the fight. Like I wasn't getting touched. It felt like.
Yeah, you didn't get he got you a few times in some of the exchanges, but to be honest, from my perspective, because you said y'all, I was one of the people talking on the commentator. I did feel like the second round was up in the air. Like it could have went either way, and I felt like it was to me, it wasn't a real strong enough distinctive statement made from either one of y'all for them to do it. The first round, I feel like you completely won. The
Mhm.
first round I feel like was completely yours, and towards the second round I feel like is when you gassed out, when the elevation started hitting you, and you weren't able to continue what you did in the first round, which is
Yeah.
why I wanted to see a third round to see if somebody can get a second win and who was going to pull out on it. So you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Our
I would
perspective is
love
always
to.
a little different. This is why I always watch stuff back too.
Yeah, I would love to rewatch the fight with you and just get your two
Yeah.
cents. You're invited too, Mac. To watch, we break it down and be like, okay, what did Zach actually do in the second round to leave that a question?
All right, we're gonna have to set up a film session. We'll
Yeah.
set up a film session and we'll get it. Maybe I even get one of the top level karate guys to come in here and help out, talk on it too. But yeah,
Like,
man.
yo,
Any,
y'all
We
fucking
could
suck.
get Luis in here and get all Puerto Rican.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
fuck it. Let's just do it. Just make it
That'd be
all Puerto
fire.
Rican. And Luis is great too. Luis is
Yeah.
very high level, especially in karate. He's
He had a good performance.
yeah. I need to.
He's got 3 black belts.
Yeah, I'm trying to help him get some sponsorships and stuff like that so he could fight full-time karate, because to be honest, I'm not saying he's not a great electrical engineer, and I'm pretty sure he's probably one of the best electrical engineers that ever came from Puerto Rico, but that man is an amazing fighter, and the time limit on that and electrical engineering are very different, and one's real short. So I want to see him be able to fight to his full potential. To be honest, a lot of people don't understand is Luis Melendez fights like this and he only trains once a day. He's not like every other fighter that's training all day and living in the gym. No, he's going after he works or before he works, and that's it. He doesn't have the time. He has work to do outside of work. He has work to do. He doesn't have the time to do all that training. Yeah. So, you know, I definitely want to see him get some sponsors so that he could show what he's really, because like nobody has been able to see what Luis Melendez can really do yet. And I'm as a Boricua and a proud Puerto Rican, I would love to see it. We don't have many in the UFC. We got a few in karate combat, and I love that. I love it. I love it. I love
I
it.
see a future where Puerto Ricans are a fan of 2 combat sports, boxing and karate.
100%. I think too, karate combat is going to be a very good funnel for talent from Puerto Ricans and now Pakistanis as well.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw my message earlier, but this is like their platform, basically.
Yeah, 100%. They like, if you go look at India versus Pakistan, it's the most viewed video. I think one of the most viewed videos on the Karate Combat page, and it's a newer video versus videos that's been around forever that are still getting views, right? So definitely a good talent pool that they're pulling from, and hopefully we see it grow more. Like look at what Habib did for Dagestan, right? They opened up a whole tidal wave of mugs that came into MMA, right? They were known for dominating
Save my
wrestling.
mustache for the next fight, bro.
Yo, that would be hilarious if you come out looking like freaking Islam. Yeah, it's Islam Makhachev, the Puerto Rican Islam.
Yeah,
Be hilarious, dude. But we got to get out of here. We don't like to keep our people longer than 2 hours. Usually try to keep it an hour and 30 minutes. But I had to get you on today since you had the time, because it was hard for us to get it in. Special like surprise guest. We never had one of those. So W's for you coming through. Definitely won't be the last time we have you on. Yeah, we should we're trying to get you back on before your next fight. Maybe we could get you and Seth on at the same time. We haven't had a back and forth on here yet. So maybe I'll reach out to Seth. I do know him personally.
I do want to say this though. I can't stand his fucking voice. I don't know if it's just British people in general. I just can't listen to it.
I love it until they start arguing. Like, I like a calm British accent. When they start yelling and like getting upset and stuff like that, it's hard for me to understand certain stuff. So I just don't. But I love watching British shows. I love the gangster British shit, like the Top Boys and all that shit. I love all of that shit.
Blinders.
Yeah. Facts. That type of stuff. But it's gonna be tough. But it's not. I could definitely think of some more accents that I'm not as fond of.
You ain't lying. Yo, it's been a pleasure, and I appreciate you guys having me as a surprise. We'll do this again. Let's head each other up on that break down the fight. That'd be fun.
100%. And before we let you leave, we always like to give time and a little bit of at the end of the interview for you to either speak to whoever you want to speak to, your fans, the Karate Combat fans, IFC fans, your opponent, whatever you want to do. This is your time to get whatever off your chest or to thank anybody. So the floor is all yours, brother.
Well, first, thank you guys for having me. Shout out to the IFC. I want to say thank you to them for giving me another opportunity. As far as Seth goes, do your thing, buddy. I want you at your best. Whatever the fuck they say. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna get high and enjoy my day. I called into work today. It's a good feeling.
Love to hear it.
You know what I mean? To catch this interview. That's how we do things around here.
Let's go, baby.
But,
We changing his career.
Yeah, dude, catch me at the next, not the next, catch Heck and Postmaster at the next fight. Shout out to
Yes.
Thailand. And then after that, I'm coming back to make a motherfucking statement. And I'm going to talk to them about getting a belt. I need that shit. Who else is just going weight to weight for every contract?
Yeah. Well, you got to choose a weight first, so we know what belt to give you.
All of them, dude. I'm going to be the alien division, bro. 45, 35, 25.
Maybe they could do it Muay Thai style, like, because Muay Thai, like, when they crown a stadium champion, it's usually just because it's two guys that have just been so dominant in that org, and they just want to give that belt.
And they got to give me the BMF belt of IFC.
Yeah.
And it'll just be multi-division.
100%, bro. We got to get you that. I'm gonna put it a word to Dabatola and George and my Dreamer and all of them, the team over there. They're doing a great job too. Shout out IFC, man, for real. We don't get them.
IFC.
We talk about IFC and stuff like that, but shout out the team at IFC, especially my homie Dabatola, Cryptos R Us George, Dreamer, Josh, my homie Action. I can't forget about Action CEO. Definitely another dope one. They do a really good job at putting on these fights and getting the stuff together. It's tough. They've never done this before. Like, you got to think about a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people have like spent their whole career putting together fights and doing stuff like this, and they literally were a bunch of crypto guys who figured it out. So big ups to them for figuring it out and doing what they do and giving people like you an opportunity to have a platform. So really appreciate them. Appreciate all our guests today, man. They were amazing. We had Arturo Bagado and IFC Alien, both who fought on KC50, an historic card for Karate Combat. And that was episode 9, bro. Guess what? Next time we show up, it's going to be episode 10, bro. We made it to episode 10. It's going to be a big one. I got to put something good together for this one. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we're gonna get it done. Mac, you got anything to say before we get up out of here, brother?
No, I'm just glad to have all these great guests, and I can't wait to see what you have cooked up for episode 10. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you get a good high IFC Alien, and I hope everyone has a great karate day. Happy karate day, everyone. Oos.
Happy karate day. Oos. And we'll see y'all later, man. We out of here, baby. Deuces.
Peace.
Turn it up, turn it around. Quick to change, feel the surge. Rebel hearts on the verge.
Body kick again.
Rebel thoughts